Hello again, STRUCKTLF. Welcome back to my channel and to this stream where today we will be checking out together the Thaumaturge or Thaumaturge, depending, I guess, on the accent. But yeah, the Thaumaturge is an interesting tactical game by Fools Theory, studio from Poland, published by 11-bit Studios, another studio from Poland. And I've been eager to try this one. I love me a good turn-based tactical game, but I'm not a big fan of games that are very story-heavy, story-rich. This game is massively story-heavy, story-rich, like playing a movie. So maybe this one might get boring to me with all the story, but the stories can be skipped. I won't skip them for the sake of showing them to the people. But those of you who don't like story too much, first of all, there's 3 difficulties. That's one of the more important things to mention, that this game has difficulty settings, so it's not only difficult. You have some variety, some flavor. So let's keep going then. Let's resume. It's been it's been using up my GPU a lot. I think the VSync is not working. Liking the effect into game. I think it might be the woman. I'll switch off woman. I'll switch off woman after this cutscene. If I'm not mistaken, ray tracing.
For years I've been seeing you in my dreams, and lately more and more. I know it's you, but I can no longer recognize your face. I don't know if I'd recognize you if I saw you.
Maybe woman is not ray tracing, because if there was ray tracing, I doubt this game would look like this. At everything on maximum. The only thing I reduced is the motion blur. I removed it because I don't like motion blur in games.
Remember, you're not alone.
Just a moment. Maybe this would sort that out. Trying to get this or something. But yeah, in the worst case, I can reduce woman, remove woman. But for now, let's see without woman.
I'm sure our father would be happy to help, if only you asked him.
Okay, keeping woman
I assure
for now.
You that for now, I haven't
happy,
said a word to him about your search or your health, just as you requested.
Can't say I'm seeing the best of FPS, but that's the cutscenes. I want to see the actual game. In a turn-based tactical game, FPS is not as important as
and with God as my
action
witness,
RPG
he'll
or
not
whatever.
find out from me.
But you would still want to be able to get
I
stable.
know you think the only thing that can help you is a miracle.
Frame time.
But such itinerant miracle workers, preachers, and folk mystics often take advantage of those in grave condition who are desperate or seeking help.
Fading.
I hope the man you're pursuing can actually ease your mind. But if not, remember that in the end, we will find a way to help you. Just because we can't see it now does not mean it doesn't exist.
Scratch that, he doesn't have balls.
As soon as you get there.
He's castrated.
I want to know you are safe. With as much love as I have. Rikia.
Here's our detective, unraveling the mysteries of this game.
Could you spare a moment for me? I'd like to send a telegram.
Of course. Pardon me, sir, but are you feeling all right?
Yes, thank you.
You're not looking your best.
Thank you.
What's your message?
We've got a choice to make.
Take this down, please. Arrived. I think I have found him. I hope he will receive me. I will write as soon as I am able.
And payment?
On receipt.
Anything to add at the end?
The game takes place in Poland, 19th century, I think, from the looks of it. I don't think it's 18th. I think it's 19th.
Please add my love to you, my sister.
Touching. From whom?
My name is Viktor Szulski. Szulski. And Victor with a W, not a V.
Interesting name. Where's this headed?
Warsaw. Russia.
And this is supposedly Georgia. Russia here and Russia there. Russia everywhere. On every map.
Maps change.
Tell that to fucking Putin.
I know. Let's get on with it.
Guess he knows it very well and he wants to make some changes
Pardon?
that shouldn't be made.
I was talking to myself. Which way to the village?
The coachman is picking up the mail. Maybe he'll give you a ride.
Thank you.
Loony.
See. What was that red glow here? Ah, that's when I click. Aha. Okay. Fair enough. Not sure I'm happy with the FPS. I wanna see something. If I were to remove woman. I don't think there would be massive changes. In fact, women should improve performance, I guess. Shouldn't it? Well, with Unreal Engine, version 5.4 will be the one where a bunch of performance improvements would come. For now, Unreal Engine has been adding to version 5 features, and features. Features galore. But they haven't focused much on performance, which is supposedly Unreal Engine 5.4 where performance changes will come. I think this game might be using
There's nowhere to go
5
here, sir.
because it has
The
women.
station, the village, and the
Real
cemetery.
Diablo 4. Oh,
That's all.
speaking of Diablo
A horse
4,
can't
I
go
have a
any
new
higher.
camera frame. I removed my
The
old
village is
Diablo
what
4
interests me.
Well,
related
if you've
frame,
got reason to
and I
be
made
there,
myself
climb in.
yesterday a new camera frame with Photoshop and a little bit of AI here and there.
I'd be great.
Just a moment, yeah, I'll remove woman. This game wants you to use scaling. I don't think they bothered with performance much.
Always
If they
nice
want you
to
to use
have
scaling
someone
and
to
frame
shoot the
generation.
breeze with.
Performance-wise, I think they fucked up massively with this game. not the best looking game ever. In fact, it's on the average side of graphics. But it's a performance hawk.
Nothing to see around here. This is everything. Hard to get lost in this place.
Yeah, I
Head to the
erased
tavern over
all
there,
traces
past
that
the
have
little
to do
square,
that have
up
to
the
do with
steps.
Diablo. I removed
They'll
my
tell you where
Diablo
the creatures
emotes
are.
of Lilith and
Or this time
Inarius.
of day, he'll be there
I removed
himself.
my Diablo for
Thank you.
Diablo for related frame for the camera. So erasing code traces. It's like erasing traces of an ex after a breakup. That's what I did with Diablo 4. Like it never happened. Let's see. But yeah, there's new emotes. There's new emotes. Everyone can enjoy them. 6 new emotes on Twitch. 2 of those I've already put on YouTube. If I get 3 more members on YouTube, I can add the other 4 new emotes. And they're already on Discord as well. I have some ideas to make some more, but I don't need. I mean, I don't have SWAT for emotes. I only have some animated emote SWATs that are free on Twitch. I
Nice
don't have
boots.
regular ones.
Are they warm?
But I do have ideas. When I have SWATs, I have the ideas. I can make them. Proud. A proud answer. It's not only draw. Wait. It not only draws from your flow of pride's level, but you also feed it even more. Let's see what this is.
Actually, I have particularly warm.
You feed the
boots.
flow of pride. Okay, so you have different flows.
These might kick their arses.
Like different sins, I guess.
Don't tempt me.
And
Give me
by
a
feeding
sec,
those
got to sort out
flows, you
formalities
probably get
with
some
this
powers
tourist.
or
It's your snummy. We're the
some
Tsar's
consequences.
soldiers. Those don't look like soldiers' faces. Closer to thieves.
I don't think he'll talk to
In a
us
couple of days' time, I
voluntarily.
will be playing Zoria Age of Shattering, which I've been waiting for a very, very long time. Ever since I first played the demo in 2020, and then eventually a press demo in 2022. I do have a key. I can actually even play the game right now, but I cannot stream it. And I decided instead of making a review and releasing it when the embargo drops, I decided to keep my experience fresh. Keep my experience fresh with Zoria Age of Shattering. And have my first experience with it happened during the launch stream. Right in the face. Knock him out and stay down.
Serves the Ruskies right. They won't report us. They'll be too embarrassed to admit some cripple got the better of them.
People quit the same day there's a new update. They log in, check it out, and then nah. Well, we'll see how it will be with the. I'm not gonna be seeing personally, but this competitive update, the Gauntlet, that's coming soon. I guess this update will tell the developers whether people still have some interest in the game, apart from the people they're paying to play the game and stream it.
Forgive me, sir. Is your
But
name
most
Grigory
sensible
Yefimovich
content
Rasputin?
creators, the ones that are not getting paid by Blizzard, have moved on to other games. Be it Last Epoch, be it Path of Exile, or whatever
I
else.
forgive you. I'm sorry. It's just I've been looking for you for a very long time, and
Diablo 4
And
is
you
just not
expected
enough.
this thinking simpleton.
I
An
doubt
illiterate
it will
who
ever be
swindles
enough
sick people and claims he can speak to
to make
God
you wanna
himself.
play it.
I already said I forgive you.
Yes, I've heard. Especially in
Well,
Petersburg.
they
I've
have
also heard about the
a
healings, even
agreement
hopeless
or a
cases,
contract, whatever, with
inexplicable
Blizzard
ones.
to stream
And
and
what do
play
you
the game
believe?
X amount of hours during X amount of days when there is a new release. After they're done with their obligation, they can always move on to another game, and they do, I guess.
If you help me, I'll believe all of it. And please believe me when I say I've tried everything short of a miracle. And I know the meaning of that word. I'm a thaumaturge.
Where are you coming from?
Okay.
I'm from
Here's
Warsaw.
Putin, like looking
So,
in a
from
mirror.
Russia.
Should I untie my beard?
From which Poland? The Russian one, the German one, or the part that belongs
There were
to
people
Austria?
joking
Warsaw.
a couple of years ago
Do you
about
have a name?
images of
Viktor
Rasputin
Szulski.
On my path, I've already come
from
across
the
people
past,
who've lied to
and me
about their problems, and then gone around calling me a charlatan.
having similar facial features. So I don't
After
have two
then,
eyes.
Others arrived with pitchforks and torches, and I had to endure insults and spit in my face or flee for my life. And now you say you're a wizard from an imaginary country that no one
I
has
think the
seen
day
or
they
heard
added
in
seasons,
over
it
100
started to
years.
go downhill.
Forgive my amusement. I don't have my
It
first
wasn't
coffee yet.
great even before that. In
I
fact,
forgive you,
before season
and
1,
I'm still
it was
asking for help.
still pretty bad.
Prove you're a thaumaturge, and
Diablo
I'll hear
4
what you
that
have to
is.
say.
But yeah, seasons as a thing definitely fucks up
What
a
would you
game
like me
a
to
lot
do,
if
sir?
you don't do it right.
I've
And I
met a
so
few
far
of your
haven't
kind,
seen
so I
many
know what
games
you're
do season
capable
right. In
of.
fact, I
Find
think the only
something
game
in
that
this
I've done
tavern that
seen
belongs to
doing
me,
seasonal
and
mechanics
tell me
and
something
content right was
only I
Torchlight
know.
3.
First, I need to have something
need to
personal
start over.
that belongs to you to learn your trace. It's a sort of
It's
pattern
just a
I've
content
used to
drop
recognize the other objects.
limited time seasonal
Smell this.
contract for new cosmetics that everyone earns within a few hours or whatever without needing to grind endlessly and fear of missing out.
I'll return to you in a moment.
I can hardly wait.
Dropping every season new cosmetics is good. But having to start over is not. So it's not a Warhammer game. It's from the Warhammer developers, from the Warhammer Chaosbane developers, but it's not a Warhammer game. It's a unique, new original franchise, new original IP, where you fight dragons. You have dragon-related powers or whatever. So it's definitely not a Warhammer Universe game, and that's good because Warhammer Universe games, licensing a Warhammer game might be expensive and might force developers to raise the prices more than needed.
Let's take a look around.
I hope they learned the mistakes they've made in Warhammer Chaosbane and avoid doing the same mistakes with Dragonkin.
Who would have thought there were such layers of passion within him?
More detective work. Lately there's been a wave of games with various types of
Something
detective
is
work, work to be done. Thaumaturge points. I have a lot of interest in Dragon's Dogma 2, but I have zero budget for Dragon's Dogma 2. So I doubt I'll be able to play Dragon's Dogma 2. Especially if it's live service, then zero chance of me playing it. Well, Dragon's Dogma 1 was very much Souls-like combat, where you spent a lot of time on a single enemy, but Dragon's Dogma 2 seems to strike a balance. There are fights where you would spend a lot of time fighting one big massive ogre, for example, troll or whatever, but there will be times where you would be fighting more but smaller enemies, and it won't take forever to finish that fight. Visually, Dragon's Dogma 2 looks amazing. The combat looks okay, apart from those enemies where you would spend several minutes fighting a single enemy, where it would get boring. But I'm looking forward to maybe getting my hands on a key if I find a way to apply as a creator. But in any case, Konami wouldn't grace a small channel like mine with a key, even if there was a creator program for it. I'll see if I can get the game somehow. Heart, mind, deed, and world. Do I have any points? Where are my points? I have one heart point. Is that it? No. Ah, shit. Where do I see my points? Ah, over here. Okay, now it's at 0. Well, I don't think I should have gotten this one. Perception, and this one gives me Gamble and Dimension Force Heart. Oh, look at that! So you'll be fighting some bosses, and you'll be unlocking certain things, or is that maybe something I can summon? Is that a boss, or is that a minion? Compare. I think I unlocked this to fight on my side. Maybe. The foes. Q upgrade. Thaumaturge points. 50% chance of dealing double damage. For nuking over there. Yeah, I should have gotten word or deed for this one.
What have you learned, wizard?
Well, you're a zealous man. It permeates every level of your personality, your faith, your abilities.
Not such an impressive discovery.
I haven't finished yet. In Petersburg, you left behind a very devoted and very young lady-in-waiting.
At least one, my friend.
At least one.
Have a seat. Tell me again, why were you looking for me?
I I can't help but ask you about that young lady from Petersburg.
Careful. I'm starting to like you. But not enough to tell you about Petersburg. How do you think I might help you?
A few years ago, I attempted to catch a wild salutor, and that ended with me losing contact with my first salutor. That means I can't develop my abilities. I know that my Uber is there. Sometimes he shows himself, but I can't feel the link anymore. Generally speaking, I'm losing it more and more each day. If it disappears, my mind, I'll lose my sense of reality. I'll fall into madness.
I don't know if I can help you.
I've got money, if that's what matters.
Give it to the needy. Your riches mean nothing to me. I meant I don't know if I'm able to help you. My gift is something I've received
I'm
from
assuming
God.
there will be
Some I've
a
helped,
bonus
others I
from
can't say.
developing
And
your
I've never
flaws
treated a thaumaturge.
on top of the negative.
Maybe just do the same with me as with the others.
Like
We can try.
give and take mechanic.
Focus on my voice. You are safe.
Otherwise,
As
people
long
would
as you
just
can
avoid
hear
them and
my
never
voice,
choose them, and
you
that
are
makes no
safe.
sense.
Let
Design
me
it that way.
gaze into your mind. Let me see through your eyes. Let me...
Where am I? Rasputin. There's no one in here. I need to get out of here. What is this sound? Shackles?
I keep inspecting around me. That's why you're hearing this sound.
You're blind.
Yeah, this game is very story rich, a lot of
You've
cinematics.
never grasped the science
playing
of
a
spotting the
movie.
perfectly obvious. Can you still not see?
But those of you who don't care about story can always
do I
skip the
supposedly
dialogue
not
and
see?
just play.
Flaw clouds your vision. It always has. Pride. Your damned pride and sense of superiority.
I must have gotten that from you, father.
You'll lose, idiot. You always do. You're even losing against yourself. You can't see, but can you at least hear? You're weak, stupid, and blind. Do you hear me? Do you? Do you?
Umpire maybe? Oh, it's the thing from the thumbnail.
I can see, father. Clearly.
And that's our umpire as well.
Will you be lying there much longer? I wanted to sweep.
Where's Rasputin?
In the cemetery, chasing away evil spirits and giving people comfort. You all right?
Yes, absolutely.
I wanted to sweep.
I'm just heading out. It's so good to see you again. And something else. I saw him clear as day. It wasn't a vision. It was a salutor, unbound by a pact. A wild one. And if so, that means there's someone in the village with a flaw that's attracting it.
You talking to me?
I was praying.
I wanted to sweep.
Multiple objectives, okay. Find a person with the flaw that the wild salutor is seeking.
What do we have here?
Ah, it tells me this way.
I felt something. Where is it?
They'll all gawk, but without lifting a finger. Just, Vesna will bring it, Vesna will help. But if Vesna needs help with something, there's nobody to be found. That's not yours, don't touch! All these newcomers causing more problems.
Okay. A point. Let's put 1 point here. 50% chance of interrupting the enemy's planned action.
Excuse me. I need to get to the local cemetery. Could you give me a lift?
I've only just come back from the post office this morning. I'm not getting the horse going again. Back to the cemetery. It's not like anyone there is going to run away. My horse is more dead than alive.
Doesn't let me select this.
I'll be right
I
back.
guess I need to find something before I can select that option. I'm missing something. Oh, it's in that area. The red area on the mini-map is where I need to look for stuff. Do I need to talk to someone? What am I missing?
Am I sent? I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. I'm telling you, go away, or I'll call for help! 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 Somebody help
What are you doing here, you tramp?
I'm not looking for trouble. I just wanted to talk.
We'll talk, all right.
Right. Cool. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm playing on the middle difficulty. In there's story,
You could say
there's
that. Sure.
balanced, and there's challenging. I'm playing on balanced.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. Please leave. Please, please.
Hmm. Hmm. Is there a map? There is a map. Oh. Why can't I throw? Let's check this way.
Am I sensing? Am I sensing?
Let's see
Over
what
my
happens
dead
here.
body. I reject this verdict.
Well, I expected as much, and he wanted to come see you himself. He was first to judge.
I said what I said, and I won't change my mind. Go away. You're attracting gawkers.
Not gawkers. A witness. And let him listen. He'll see it fairly. Sir, this liar and thief here stole a memento of my mother. And this witch says I'm supposed to hand my goose over to him too?
Because you strangled mine. And what do I care about some trinkets your mother left you?
Because we already know you strangled the goose, but you still haven't proved that Bogdan stole your pendant.
Where is the justice here?
Why don't you relax and listen to the words of a wise woman?
Well, all in all, it's... I'm sorry, Bogdan.
Come inside, and tell me what you're doing here.
Let's talk to the wise woman.
The villagers seem to have a certain respect for you, ma'am, so I wanted to ask your help with something.
I'm not getting any younger, boy. Talk before I drop dead.
A lot of people benefit from your wisdom. They're superstitious and timid, as far as I've been able to figure out. Easy to control, right?
Pot calling kettle. That, my boy, that you can ask that charlatan with fancy dress and beard. Who takes advantage of who here? Bah! The people here are believers, of course. But the spirit in the village is real too.
Is this spirit you're talking about, not a person?
I heard it howling. That's nothing human. One evil spirit here persecutes people, and you can hear it now and then, sometimes. Tragedies attract it, and impure thoughts. We here call it a bukovac.
But other places probably call it other things.
An evil spirit's an evil spirit. It torments people and turns their weaknesses against them.
And what if I told you I could get rid of it?
I'd say I'll believe it when I see it. And I'd ask, how else can I help you?
Well then, I hope you'll still be alive when I get back, madam.
Interesting way to put it. Could be somewhere where Vesna was. Nothing here. Let me quickly check the market. If not, I'll go back to Vesna.
I'm not going anywhere.
Maybe you'll change your mind and drop me off at the cemetery after all.
Well, on the other hand, this place isn't much more exciting than the cemetery, and I meant to take the horse out for a ride, so get on.
Oh, I don't want to go to the cemetery yet. I want to do whatever I did in the village first. We'll go to Rasputin later.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests.
How do we enter there? How do we make her enter?
Please leave. Please. Please.
I've looked everywhere, I haven't found anything else. Yeah, nothing. I think more is appearing. What is here? Can I try again?
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. Please leave. Please, please.
Can I get more information from her?
You've been going in so many circles. You're...
Nope.
Well then...
You're the same. Where am I missing something? Nope, nothing's showing up. For whatever reason, I can't find anything new here. Maybe I should go to the cemetery. I can probably come back to the village. The other objective.
You're alive. Does that mean I helped, Thaumaturge?
I see him. My Uper. He's back. I can feel our bond growing stronger as each moment passes.
I'm happy for you, but do restrain your joy. We're in the cemetery.
When I heard you were at the cemetery, I was sure I'd see you resurrecting the dead.
Not yet. Today I'm just praying for rest for Vasily's soul. The whole village is suffering after his loss. He was the elder here.
He cursed this place. Since he died, darkness and misfortune have hung over the village.
You see? To them, every harm comes down to witchcraft. They believe that after Vasily's passing, the village was possessed by some monster that howls at night or some other Yafits.
As you were healing me, I had a dream, a vision. But on the borderline of sleep and wakefulness, I thought I saw a salutor. That's what might be influencing the villagers in wailing at night.
They're good people, but none too bright, Victor. I'm afraid they might be talking about a train.
The wise woman was saying the evil spirit is a book of hatch.
Does the creature hunting you rattle chains, slither around, and have a mouth full of giant fangs?
A book of hatch.
Where did this elder live?
I'll show you. Let's allow Vasily's soul to rest for today. Amen.
Okay. There isn't much left here. Yeah. We gotta go back. Where could it be?
Can you feel it? It's the smell of mystery. A horrible death.
Oh, I've got a point here. Hmm. I think more should be inside the house.
True fear.
As expected, Vesna is
This house was always full of fear, and its owner was still alive when the house got fire. Someone wanted to kill him. The fire only covered up the crime. The murder gave birth to the flaw that you attached to, didn't it? I'll find you when I track down the murderer. I know who owns this doll. Maybe I should give them back to her. She ought to know more about what happened here.
Victor! I hope you've got what you want now, Thaumaturge. Because I think it's time to get out of here.
not a fight.
Why the hurry, Father? We're the Tsar's men. How about the donation for the Tsar's army?
There are no Russian outposts here.
I think this is the guy with the nice boots.
You're the guy who trashed our comrades?
I can do exactly the same to all of you.
He's not as weak as he looks. He actually looks better than he did the other day.
But not counting the priest. He's still alone.
Not anymore, I'm not.
Let's see. beat it. Okay, 2 down. 1 to go. Oh, nice.
Are you alright, sir?
Me? Yes, but can these salutors also help you in a fight? Can you manipulate people and cast these demons into their minds?
Generally speaking, yes. Are you sure you're alright, sir?
Call me Grigori.
Let's head back. I have to visit someone in the village who can tell me more about what happened here.
No, let's get this one. It will be needed eventually. And then I'll get that so I can unlock the Umpire related stuff. Okay, I thought you could stack them one on top of the other, but no, that's not the case. Let's visit Vesna finally.
Now I know that woman's trace. Vesna and her husband both left traces of themselves at Vasily's burned-out farmstead. Lucas Haley loves his wife. You think he loves her strongly enough to kill for her? You're right. It'd be better to ask Vesna about that.
Vesna have been having an affair and has been found out.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over.
Please open the door. I'd like to have a chat about your husband.
You'd better not be here when he gets back. He's not as talkative or polite as I am.
I know you're scared, but please, just open the door a crack and let me ask one quick question.
You can ask without her opening the door, but okay.
What do you want?
Please, don't be afraid. I just need to know where I can find your husband.
He's chopping wood in the clearing by the forest.
Off we go.
Again.
This time, it's a matter of life and death.
How is your search going?
Almost finished. I know who's attracting the Bukavach.
Can you reveal that secret?
It's Luca. It has to be Luca.
Do you still want to catch that salutor?
Yes, absolutely.
Despite the risk?
I hope I can persuade you to come with me.
That's an enormous favor you're asking me. I hope you'll be able to return it.
I give my word.
Did you hear? We're going to see Luca Bogosian.
There he is.
I'm not here to fight.
Luca!
You shouldn't have threatened my wife.
Why did you do this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one who brought the Salutor here. The spirit that you all say arrived in the village after Vasily's death. The Salutor is what's making fear consume you all and making you hot-headed. And it's because of your flaw, which has been within you since the murder took place.
A murder might just be about to take place.
Cut off his head.
What?
Tear off his head before he opens his mouth again.
Unless you're the one that killed him.
And I'd do it again if I could. Get out of here!
Here you are, Bukavach. Vesna's flaw is mine, and yours.
Bosses. Get rid of the shadows that protect him. Vanquishing the shadows will weaken him, but the weaker he is, the more fiercely he will fight back. Cursed me, or whatever. Suffering state. Receives damage at the end. Damage over time. Okay. Humans.
You lose. You're going crazy again, you blind fool.
A little faith, Thaumaturge. Focus on what's true. My voice is true. I am the truth, you see. Look.
Okay. 3-dimension salutor, okay. We have new salutor.
Unbelievable.
How do you feel? Are you all right?
Well, I don't think I'm hallucinating, but that means I'm currently facing a crowd of furious lumberjacks with axes, so I'd say I've been better.
What? What? I'm telling the truth. I do it again. None of you understand anything. It's because of this magician. It's his fault.
The magician didn't kill Vasily. He didn't bring the evil here. You're a witch! To the stake with her! To the stake!
And you... why are you just standing there? Are you just letting them do this? Fine. I'll handle it myself. I did it before, and I can do it now.
What have you done? Go. You don't need to see this.
Nothing has to be decided at the moment. Certainly not things that can't be undone.
Well, exactly. Beat it, you scoundrels. There's enough blood in this village already.
Sharing a village with murderers?
You were the first to spill blood!
It's not the same. If that's the case, you're banished from the village. Get out of here! We'll burn away the impurity you left in our village. Phew.
Not now.
Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to know when the train arrives? The postmaster said it's usually no more than an hour late, so it should be here any moment. I got a tougher question for you.
Pardon?
Will this train get me close to Albuquerque?
I'm afraid that's an ocean away. And even to the ocean, you've got a ways to go.
Thank you. Ever since I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, I can't get my bearings. The things I've seen, sir. Places I've been. I just can't get to Albuquerque.
What the hell? My pet is snoring. Okay, he's no longer snoring. Oh wait, there were upgrades. Let's see.
I wanted to send 2 telegrams, one to Warsaw and one to Paris.
Mr. Shulsky, I was meant to send for you when the driver came to get the mail. My condolences about your father. Do you still want to send something?
Did you come to say goodbye to me?
More like to share my fear. Your condition yesterday, after the fight with that Bukovac, it troubled me. I don't think my treatments are having a long-lasting effect. And you don't look the best. Do you feel all right?
I've just heard that my father is dead.
My condolences.
After your treatment, when I was hallucinating, I saw him. I heard his voice for the first time in years. I'm sure it was him. A strange feeling.
Maybe he came to say goodbye. Maybe it was his last chance to speak to you. A prophecy.
I hope not.
What do you intend to do now?
Just a moment ago, I was thinking about Vienna or Budapest and going on from there to Paris, but now I've got to get to Warsaw first. What about you?
Thanks to you, I don't think I have anything else to do here.
When I out and tap the
I had a
game,
little time to think about what I
game
saw
does
in your
that,
mind.
goes to the main
Tell
menu.
me, Victor, have you ever seen a human skull cracked open on the cobblestones?
Your question sounded like a threat.
Because it is, for all of us. I have the skull of Franz Ferdinand himself, with his brain spilling out onto the sidewalk. I also saw the white steps in Odessa running with blood. A battlefield blanketed in lethal fog, with faceless beings emerging from it. This hasn't happened yet, but I saw it as clearly as I see you now. Thanks to you, I know that I can stop it. I know that I am part of history, and I can change it. Even at the cost of scorn, contempt, or my life. You promised me a favor, so Warsaw sounds perfect.
Off to Albuquerque. Here it begins. Provoke is over. Not sure, I can't remember if the game had a demo, but if I was a developer and I wanted to give people a demo, up until now, this kind of part, this prologue would have been solid. Man, my monitor's pretty dusty. Pretty dusty. Need to get myself some wipes for cleaning the monitors.
Warszawa! Warsaw! Warsaw! Last stop, Warsaw. Time to wake up.
It's clouding over.
The weather is like my mood.
Yeah, off to Warsaw.
Aside from the circumstances of the
I'll call it
funeral
Warsaw,
bringing
because
back,
it sounds better
you
than
hadn't
Warsaw.
thought of ever returning here?
That's how we call it in Bulgarian as well. Probably the Polish people also use that word maybe.
The only person I consider close is my sister, but Varsovians? Let's see. Workers are striking. They want to take advantage of the Tsar's visit to Warsaw. The protests are being violently suppressed. Last week, around a dozen people were killed. Polish Socialist Party militants attacked a train. They stole money, bonds, and explosive materials. They're also suspected of robbing a transport of Dutch pomade. The socialists in Warsaw must look pretty sharp then. Further along, we've got murders, muggings, and poverty.
The newspapers feed on sensation. Remember that in darkness, even a small spark can be seen clearly. Even I can feel hope from all the people riding with us. Can't you?
Even without my powers, I can tell that hope is bringing people here from all three petitions. Miners, steelworkers, governesses, maids, speculators, thieves. I've forgotten to read a few of our fellow passengers' possessions, and I know that hope can have many faces.
Will you share that knowledge with me?
There's a terrified woman riding with us. She's either running away or in hiding. I think that gentleman is smuggling something, because excitement is all mixed up with guilt inside him. And this dandy, he's going whoring.
If there's something I've learned in life, Victor, it's never to neglect the horse.
Warsaw,
You heard it
end of
here,
the
guys.
line.
Never
Welcome to
neglect the
Warsaw.
horse.
I think the time's come to ask where
Just
you
put
plan to
instead.
stay.
I'll let you know when I come
Never
up with
neglect the horse. Here we are at Warsaw. We go to our far. Okay, 1905. The 20th century. No, Yeah, 20th century.
When people unite.
Very early 20th century. I thought it was late 19th century, but I guess it's early 20th. Where we can go, and it's that way here. Daily courier, okay. I think everything I pick up gives us experience points. What else can I find here? Gotta go through this door, I guess. Here you go, sucked one.
Why such a crowd?
A circus has come to town.
These are troubled times. Brothers turn against brothers. Russia has had enough bloodshed. The violence must stop. When socialists attempt to divide Russia and her subject nations, to dent the sword that smote the enemy at Grunwald, this demands my decisive action. Thus, by my grace, I hereby appoint as Governor General of Warsaw, Georgi Antonovich Skowon.
A butcher.
enough playing with him.
Not a popular guy, I presume.
I see you ain't from here. That swine keeps a photo album of all the folks he's had shot at the Citadel.
Before and after execution.
Warsaw! The time for leniency and indulgence is over. From the moment this office is bestowed on me, no forces hostile to the subjects of Greater Russia will have any further right to exist. None! Whether it be brutal socialist subversives, communists, Jews, or other satanic provocators.
He sure knows how to unite a crowd.
Pardon me. Are you Polish?
I was born in Warsaw, but I'm lapsed. My name's Victor.
Wanda.
This is Russia here. Like it or not. Warsaw! Время террора закончилось.
Иди нахуй!
My first decision as Governor General of Warsaw.
To go fuck himself.
Arrestovать.
To the Ruski. Occupier. Polish people definitely don't
Great
like the
heroes
Russians
and their sense of timing.
taking
Of
over
course,
their
now they're the
land.
first ones in the fight.
Самообладание, поляки. We want that rebel. The Loudmouth.
Damn.
What happened?
Be a gentleman. Please kneel and tie my shoe.
You can say this game will be very popular with Ukrainian people for sure.
That seems more like a job for the servants, young lady.
Fight the Russians.
Go ahead. Look down. Can I ask you a tiny favor? The Russians can't find out about this. The military is just looking for an excuse to suppress the crowd, and these workers are dreaming of thrashing a Russian gendarme.
Either one of you confesses to disturbing the peace, or всех забирай. We'll take you all in.
You can't handle all of us.
Can you get us out of here?
I think I'm open to any kind of suggestion.
With a book like that, I'd find out what would convince one of these bastards to let us go. Or I'd take on that self-appointed leader of the proletariat.
Interesting strategy. For instance, I could disclose to a soldier that you came here with ammunition under your skirt.
Maybe we should see who they believe. A respected lady of Warsaw, or a common magician who just 100 years ago would have been burned at the stake.
Well, since you asked so nicely. Who are you, really?
A damsel in distress.
Those don't usually hide ammunition in their stockings.
Wanda.
Can I
She's
explain
the
it to you
Scarlet
another
Witch.
time?
I'm going to take a look around.
Tsar Nikolai II Romanov. Romanov, wasn't that the Anastasia and stuff, the ones that eventually got
Pardon me, gentlemen.
what was it, the
crowd
coup?
has
There
received
was
the
the
order.
coup.
For now, zero
Military coup
response.
against the Romanovs.
We'll give them a moment to arrest them all, book them, interrogate them.
So it's
Господи,
before
we'll be
the
home in
coup
November.
where this happens.
Gentlemen, please forgive me. Maybe there's a faster way to get this situation resolved.
Back off, Polyak, or we'll start shooting. Paniatno, scrum. Dawaj.
Sergeant, one of these Polish dogs is putting it about that your mother's a floozy who never says no to anybody.
Which one?
Me.
Didn't get it how to switch salutors, but maybe I don't have the other one unlocked fully. Oh, he hit her. Oh, we've got guns now. What is his trait? Resistance? Oh fuck. Sleeping.
Name?
Szulski. Victor.
One of those Shulskis?
Yes.
My condolences. Now, profile.
Thank you.
What you pissing in the bucket for, asshole?
Where else am I supposed to?
Brown in the bucket, whiz on the wall.
You better remember that, too. That bucket's gonna last you guys till tomorrow.
Can I use the phone?
I wouldn't call you a master strategist.
You got away from the station, so theoretically, we achieved our goal.
You're not losing your sense of humor. I guess this isn't your first time in
Why
a
is an
place like
American
this,
here?
is it?
You'd better tell me if you managed to get rid of your ammunition.
If I hadn't, I'd already be locked up at the Citadel. I admit your behavior did successfully distract the Ruskies.
You're welcome.
All right then. What's such a gorgeous hairy mug doing in a crummy place like this?
Gorgeous hairy mug. A woman of taste. Let's see.
We've got a little time to kill. Maybe now you can tell me more about yourself. You seem to know your way around this setting. You been here often?
I'll take that as a compliment. And sure, sometimes, if the cause demands it.
What cause?
Let's say I know certain folks who'd find poles like you useful.
Dealers in stolen Dutch pomade?
Donut connoisseurs. They met at Burke Rotblitz's cafe.
What exactly do your friends do?
I'd be glad to tell you, over coffee and jam donuts.
I'm afraid all these crews might have more questions and want to keep you here longer.
Then you won't just miss out on the pastries, but also an adventure worthy of a great cause.
Shulsky!
I see you won't be hanging out here long either.
What are you staring at, Ganef?
I don't know what that means.
Quit squealing. First time in the big city? Have some respect if you don't know who you're running your mouth at. What did they put such a swell in
This
jail
one
for?
speaking an American accent. It's obviously a Woko. It says so. Have a lot.
I showed a couple of Russian soldiers when I think about the petitions.
I have moments like that sometimes.
And I gave it to some Ruskies in the kisser, too. There's this red-bearded fella sitting there. I glassed him in the face, then kicked him in the bean, and wham! On the floor. And I pinched his billfold, too.
Did anybody ask you? Shut your damn trap. Well, are you from somebody?
What about you guys?
Sonny, I've still been running the protection racket with Crook at the Ruzhitsky Bazaar. My dad used to work for him. But that was back in the day. Apart from that, I stay straight. I only hassle the Ruskies when I get a little loaded.
And I'm with the Shivs.
Bullshit. You ain't with the Shivs. Don't you go talking crap about the Shivs, cause I know them. You better give a fuller explanation, cause I lose respect real quick. I'm sensitive about folks like that. Who you from?
First of all, I am a thaumaturge.
Now them, I got respect for. I know one really decent Jew from Povishla, who's a wizard too.
How about you? You got a foreskin or what?
Is my foreskin any of your fucking business?
Well, no. I was just...
Schmuck. But you don't look like much of a Warsaw lad.
You should not judge a book by its cover.
A tough guy, like a real Warsaw lad.
I was born here. Now I've come home.
Welcome to Warsaw.
Shulsky, this yours?
That's right.
Then take it and get out of here.
Can I ask why the sudden change of plans? Anyone I should thank?
If he wants to, he'll tell you himself.
Thank you.
Putin, probably. The one that lead us. have a revolver, but haven't used it yet. Oh, restoring HP. Yeah, I want that. I'll save up a point. I have to come back to free her. Alright, there we go. To the cemetery. Yet again. Different cemetery, but once again we're going to a cemetery. Getting experience with everything we pick up. One more and then we'll level up again.
I'm sure you don't remember me. My name's Hayat, Mordecai Hayat. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Okay.
Thank you. Please, forgive my prying. I know Mr. Shulsky took nitroglycerin for his heart, but how did he pass away? Was that his cause of death? His heart? Why are you so interested in my father's cause of death? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you want to bid farewell to your father.
I think I ought to arrest you, Thaumaturge.
I haven't done anything, officer. What's the problem?
I barely recognize you either. You still haven't figured out who I am? Don't be surprised. The last time we saw one another was 20 kills ago.
20 kills ago.
Veronian? I will not keep you. That guy's probably all alone back there, among those vultures circling Stasio. I'm sure she'll be glad to see you. Go on. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Sister?
Victor. I'm so glad you came. I wasn't sure if my telegram had reached you.
I'm glad too. How are you holding up?
All this caught me off guard, but for now I don't have time to think things through calmly. Look at yourself. What happened?
Have you written to Mother?
Yes, but what can you expect? You know what Nadia is like. It was never her style to show up for family events like this. It's getting late, and we've still got the reading of Papa's will ahead of us at home. And I'll leave you two alone. I suppose you've got your own matters to clear up.
Fine, let's get this over with. So, it was me who got it right in the end. Back then, on the train platform, was the last time we saw one another. 15 years ago. Farewell, Father.
Am I intruding?
Suspicious person.
Have you been eavesdropping like that for long?
All my life. I came to pay my respects to the dead. Stanislav and I were acquainted. You might say I knew everything about your father. Mr. Victor Szulski, isn't it? Your absence from Warsaw has happily come to an end, I hope.
I haven't had time to think about it.
I understand. I hope you'll find some reason to stay here a little longer. Again, my condolences.
I didn't catch your name.
My name's Kaniechkin. Ivan Kaniechkin. Goodbye.
Such interesting friends you had. I guess I'm more tired than I thought.
There's 2 for each type, for a total of 8. Those creatures. Okay.
Great-grandmother Josefina, a thaumaturge. Grandpa Nikodem, a thaumaturge. I bet.
What now? I want to see this play. Maybe first experience is always nice. Go to your family's home in northern Śródmieści.
We can go.
Where is
The
northern
hardest thing
Śródmieści?
was getting the lid of the urn. The scattering I could handle.
You can play the clown, but I know how much this has cost you. I'm glad you went.
Love at a funeral. Eros postmortem. Is it suitable for a young lady in mourning to fraternize with bachelors? Konstancja Szabłowska, the Warsaw Courier. Could I ask for a brief comment?
No, I'm speaking in an American accent.
Hyena.
So out of place.
Thank you. And you, sir?
I can sort it out, but it might cause you some trouble.
It's not worth getting your hands dirty over.
Get out of here, or I might decide you're attacking an Imperial official, and you'll wake up tomorrow in the Citadel.
Are you threatening me, Judge?
I'm actually sparing you from him. Would you rather try your luck with a thaumaturge? Come on, children. I'm sure my Pietia is already waiting for us at home.
I'd love to see my cousin.
Are you coming with us?
Thanks.
Get in. I'm sure the lawyer is already waiting for us.
Here we go. Back home.
Miss, your guests have arrived. The lawyer's upstairs too, waiting. A trifle jittery. Wonder if the tea I made him was too strong.
Thank you, Grażyna dear. Let the guests wait. First, I want to take care of the will.
I'll just wet my whistle and join you all upstairs.
Make sure Uncle makes it upstairs sober. And I'll suggest you don't dawdle either.
Master Victor, good God! Half your face covered, but I could tell right away it was you. You look just like your father in his youth. Completely his spitting image. Should I make you some cocoa, Master? It would warm you up a little.
Make an extra creamy one for Ligia.
Oh, I won't skimp on her. Now, your sister's putting a brave face on all this, but she's really having a hard time. It's lovely to see you again. But that's enough jabber for now. I've got the guests and the cocoa, and I've got to whip up some food for you all later. We'll talk soon.
Let's get more experience. I'll talk later.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I thought I'd have to drink alone.
So many goodies laid out for the guests. Having trouble picking something for yourself, Judge?
But this was Stasios. It was special. Amber liqueur with quinces.
I think you mean quince liqueur with amber, right? If it's not here, I'm sure it's in the basement. But I won't grope around down there in the dark now. I've got my hands full.
Now, I don't want to trouble you either. Victor, Could you track down a little bottle for your uncle?
I suppose I'm obligated to accept this mission.
Good lad. A nephew like you is a treasure.
Polikanko. The classical treasure. I get adrenaline. More experience here. We're done here.
I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again. I already failed to recognize someone once today, but you look familiar.
Well, I should think so. I was the victim of one of your starling hunts. Voronins must not be very memorable, cousin.
Pietia, forgive me, and for shooting you as well. How are you doing?
Just some heart problems, not a subject for today. I'm sorry about Uncle Stanislav.
As I said, very
Forgive me
story-rich
for not
game.
coming to the funeral.
A lot of
I can't bear cemeteries.
dialogue.
We'll
Won't be
have
to
to meet
everyone's
again.
liking, but at least you can skip
Goodbye.
as much as you want if you feel like it. If you just want to rush to the combat, rush to the fighting part of the game. But many people love those types of things. There's a ton of dialogue and fully voiced over cutscenes. Yes, we cannot use the get changed yet. Or maybe we can. Another level up. Ah, this one costs 2, okay. By this you have to climb. That made no sense. Climb to the next floor to examine something from the previous floor.
I am ready, Mr. Shulsky. I only need all of you to be present. Can we start treating your father as well?
Yes, let his will be done. Again.
Let's begin if everyone is ready. Would you all please take a seat? Ladies and gentlemen, by the power of my office vested in me by the grace of His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of all Russia, I hereby testify.
Je suis désolé. I just needed to quench my thirst. Alone, unfortunately.
I didn't manage to.
Please don't pay them any mind.
Mr. Shulski's last will and testament were prepared several years ago in the presence of Zaslav Fedorov, Esquire, that is, myself. My last will and testament recorded in the year of our Lord 1888. In the name of the Holy Trinity. Amen. Therefore, my first irrevocable wish is to appoint as executrix of this will my daughter, Ligia Shulska. Immediately after my death, an inventory shall be conducted in full accordance with the law. After completing the inventory, all my personal movables will be sold at public auction. And let the funds raised thereby be donated on the anniversary of my death to the beggars near that cemetery. The administration of the remainder of my fortune I leave, without restriction, to the person of my daughter Ligia.
I'm not even getting a teaspoon.
All movables and immovables relating to the family enterprise I entrust to the care and administration of my daughter. I do not prescribe a method of administering
Deep, long
them.
snores.
I merely offer her one piece of advice. I wish that the business should be conducted with modesty, prudence, and honesty, as I have conducted it my whole life.
A joker to the very end.
To my brother-in-law and oldest friend, Alexander Voronin, I wish to leave the following.
Alcohol.
My collection of muskets and two revolvers dating to the uprising in memory of our first meeting.
Stasio, I will have plenty to do in my retirement.
Enjoy your retirement.
I would also like to come to the aid of my only son, Viktor Shulski, by entrusting him with the use of my personal black grimoire, in the hope that he will be able to make good use of it. This is my last will and testament. Carry it out solemnly, though you may have found it burdensome. However, this last bequest poses a certain problem.
Yes, it's
The grimoire is gone.
And what is that, may I ask?
I am not in possession of this grimoire. The late Mr. Shulski used it up until his death, yet no one left it with me after his passing.
Meaning it's disappeared? Did father have his grimoire on him at the time of his death?
It was only because of the grimoire that we could identify him at all.
What actually happened? How did he die?
A building collapsed on top of him. I don't know any other way of putting it.
Where did it happen? Where was this building?
The southern part of Shudmieście, not far from the police station. Anyway, you can miss it.
Of all the possibilities, this was the death that fate prepared for him.
I foresaw a slightly more pleasant end for him myself. I doubt even he deserved such a horrible death.
Those might be the kindest words you've ever said on the subject of a father.
How typical of his sort of person to keep a portrait in his study of a family that was only a family on canvas. Not long after the painting was done, he got divorced, ruined Denijitsis, and kicked out his son. But there the portrait hangs, as if family meant anything at all.
I don't know what exactly happened with Aboritse, but I know that Papa felt guilty. You don't want to forgive him even now that he's gone?
The dead need no forgiving. And as for forgetting, I don't know how. It's just a shame about the grimoire.
What do you intend to do?
I think we have to look for the answer in the place where it happened.
With your sight, you can make out more in those ruins than I, or Uncle, or Detective could. This is a good lead, but is it the only one?
And where are Father's things at the moment?
You're standing at the very center of his kingdom. Not everything has been sorted through yet, but you go right ahead.
And the store? I should check that too.
I've started stock-taking there to distract myself, and I don't want you to go in there before I've finished.
As you wish. Father evidently knew a certain Ivan Konieczkin. Have you heard anything about him?
Konieczkin? No, doesn't ring a bell.
All sorts of people came to Papa's store. That doesn't mean every one of them might know something about the grimoire.
That's true. You've got your work cut out for you.
And Mordechai Chayat? Could that be a lead?
I don't think so. He worked with Father, but he left more than a year ago. I don't know why. He was an assistant at our, well, my store.
Do you know where I might find him?
Sadly, no.
Do you have any other ideas?
Now at least I can see how little I know. Maybe these scraps of information will lead me somewhere.
Well, now that we know what's got to be figured out, forgive me, my darlings.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm going to give my
I'll
old
probably
bones rest.
Try to get to a good
I'll see you
spot
out.
to save up my game.
Goodbye, Uncle. And, Ligia. I'm
Assuming
sorry
this game
it
lets you
happened
save
this
at any
way.
time.
That I wasn't
Which is
close
good.
by.
The most important thing is you're here now.
How do you find our old stomping ground? Yes, I'm not too fond of this place either. This is where I had my last conversation with my father, just before I left. If you can call it a conversation. Can you see my dreams? Nightmares, actually. Ever since I decided to come back, I keep reliving the same memory. The loan shark incident. I've been seeing his death more and more lately. I wonder if his shop is still there. Perhaps we should go there and check.
Alright, we can now get this. Let's check upstairs. Maybe there's something there. Okay.
Hello?
I talk here? Do you hear me now? Victor? Victor, are you there?
Grigori? Yes.
Victor, where are you?
On the other end of the line, at home, where the telephone rang.
Incredible.
Has something happened?
To me? No. I am telecommunicating with you to say I found lodgings here in Warsaw. If you need me, I'm by the cemetery. What number is it? Yes. 7 Povoskoska Street. Number 7 by cemetery. Povoskoska.
I'm glad. It's good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear you as well. Goodbye. I want to end now. What do I... like this? Wonderful device. Remarkable. Hello? Oh, and now?
Have you found anything yet about the grimoire? Is there any way I can help?
In Father's study, I found a trace of a woman that I couldn't identify.
Probably Svetlana Rumyantseva.
Who is she? And what does Father have to do with her?
Svetlana is a Russian aristocrat who travels with the Romanovs' court. I can only tell you she was a customer of Father's.
A customer? If you don't want to say, then don't. Where can I find her?
When she's in town, she stays at the Imperial Hotel.
She might know something that will help me find the grimoire.
Not so fast. To get in, you're going to need me and my connections. Svetlana is famous for her soirees where she hosts the creme de la creme of Warsaw. We could go together. How about you track down some evening clothes and I'll sort out the invitation. And I won't take no for an answer.
Sadly, you never give me a chance. Unfortunately, everything in my wardrobe is antediluvian. I need a tailor.
There's a shop at 11 Pruzhna Street that's fairly decent and quick. We also have barbers in Warsaw in case you want to do something about whatever you have growing on your head. Face.
This one doesn't have taste, unlike the other one. One that had taste. Like hairy faces.
Master Victor, let me guess. Have you come for some hot cocoa?
Would there happen to be anything stronger?
I see you're all grown up. There's still a little homemade liqueur if Judge Voronin's not polished it all off. Help yourself. It's been an age since we've seen one another. I'm glad you're back. Mistress Ligia is really struggling with everything.
2.5 hours almost of streaming. I'm probably gonna stop it here.
Another time, Grażynka.
Oh.
Just save one. This is gonna be it for this stream. I've shown you 2 hours and 15-20 minutes of the game. It should be enough to figure out whether it's your kind of game. It's heavily story driven, heavily story rich, but the tactical elements, the turn-based combat, the character progression is there if you feel like it. If you feel like you need more than just playing a movie, it does have that. It has the combat, and it has the stuff that would keep making you get stronger and keep things fresh. And it has 3 difficulty settings for various types of challenges, depending on what fits you. So overall, it's a solid game. If you love that genre, if you want something like it with a ton of story, then it's a solid choice, and it's not too expensive. I think it's $35 when not discounted. But if you wait for a discount, you might get it at a very decent price in a month or two. So thanks for stopping by and watching. Keep it cool. Until next time from me, and goodbye.